Is this the clerk of court? Is this the clerk of court? No? Okay. This is public though, right? Where I'm standing? Is this public here where I'm standing? I'm allowed to be here and record and everything?
Is Hannah Taker? I have an invest today at
Alright, so
2:30, I think.
of course the judge got all butthurt here. Would not let me submit any evidence, wouldn't let me record unless I turned on my recording device. Aiken, you're gonna see now when I get the transcript for the case that he lied over and over and over again. This cop right here has been chasing me down since last July. He wants to make sure that money gets stolen from our family. And every time I have the camera on, he's scared to talk now. So you see the judge completely cut off my line of questioning because it showed how bad of a light this guy violated Terry v. Ohio. He violated his own lieutenant's commands, but you know, judges and police, they work together because they're sovereign citizens like this guy. So how much taxpayer money have you spent trying to settle this personal vendetta against me, Officer Aiken? What's your first name? How come you wouldn't identify yourself on the scene? Why don't you wear a name tag? See, they want you to identify, and they do this little thing here where they go like this with their hand. They look all fruity. So
he's probably gonna be here for a while, just to give you a heads up.
Only as long as Officer Aiken's here, because he lied under oath there in the courtroom, and I just want to expose who he really is.
Huh?
This is a public area, obviously.
That's up to you guys.
So the judge wouldn't let me. She would not let me make my own copy. Made me turn off my phone. Got all butthurt about recording. They kept checking on me in the gallery to make sure I wasn't recording. Meanwhile, Officer Aiken now is on his third. He probably would have showed up to a fourth, fifth, sixth. This is what he does with your taxpayer money. He goes after people who have done nothing to no one because he claims I was hostile, which is a bold-faced lie. So how does your family react when their rights are violated? You can't answer questions because, of course, he'll sound stupid. He is stupid as he looks. That's the funny part. Look at this guy. Am I being too loud? Oh, you can't hear me. Good. Because I'm not trying to disturb you. It's this guy, man. This guy who lied in the courtroom that I really want to record and expose. So this is Officer Aiken of the Pasco County Police Department. Him and his buddy Corporal Kempink, I'm sure they got together after not stopping me for what I just got charged $200 some for. They could care less that they're stealing your money. And when they're faced with a camera, they go silent.
It's related to another companion.
This is part of the extortion house here. There's where you cannot go and record. Live, laugh, and love with other people's money.
Yeah.
So we're going to question Officer Booty Aiken. And he also claimed I was racist, which is slanderous. He also claimed I was anti-cop, which is slanderous and a bold-faced lie. He said that over the radio, which who knows how many people heard him say that I was anti-cop and racist. The furthest thing I am is anti-cop, considering I'm friends with a Polk County sheriff for the last 15 years. He just follows the Constitution, unlike Pasco. Well, I shouldn't say Pasco, specifically Officer Aiken, Officer Kempink. They could care less for the Constitution. They like to enforce victimless crimes. They like to steal money from families. As you see now, they're going to take $200 some from me. And unless I can raise the money through ad revenue, through Google, I'm going to have to come out of my own pocket because this guy has a vendetta since last July. So I prepared a bunch of questions. I mean, I spent hours on these questions. So I started asking them the questions, and the judge didn't like the questions. So she protected this guy, and it was not being objective. He showed her a video, but she wouldn't let me submit my video. I don't know what he's doing now. He's probably extorting money from someone else, some other person who there's no victim. Of course, he won't talk now. He had a lot to say during the stop where he didn't stop me.
Man, look. I also have the list of the other victims for.
Whoever he was supposed to talk to just now didn't want to be on the record. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be on the record next to this guy either. So again, to recap, he went and lied in front of the judge, pretended like he didn't remember things that are blatantly on record, only brought a snippet of the actual scene. The judge wouldn't let me continue to subpoena all the witnesses, including his lieutenant. She's claiming a transcript of a recorded phone call was hearsay. His own lieutenant told me I didn't have to ID, but he claimed that I needed to ID before I could go do my work. So this guy prevents people from working, and then he steals their money on top of it. So still, I find it funny that I surrendered my rights so I could get a Sixth Amendment right, so I can be able to record for my own personal, have my own personal copy. The judge would not let me have a personal copy, would not let me record with my phone. He actually said the word victim, something there was none of in my case. So this is pretty much going to be it. I mean, I'm sure I'll investigate this guy in the future, but I'll pay the extortion fee. He gets to go home and tell his wife that he did something special today by stealing money from a family who did nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
They protect each other, though. That thin blue line thing that means anyone who's on that line is a sovereign citizen. They get protected by the judge.
Thank you.
How are you?
What's going on? How are you? Not bad. Good.
So, might as well make the story about Officer Booty Aiken here. Since he wouldn't let me do my job that night, kept getting in my way, kept asking me to surrender my Fourth Amendment right. Why would you ask someone to surrender their rights? Didn't you swear an oath to the Constitution?
I actually have one question for you.
Go ahead.
If you're willing to answer.
Maybe.
Since you know your rights and all.
Mm-hmm.
If I arrest you for a warrant, I'm not saying you have one.
Yeah.
If I were to arrest you for a warrant, do I have to read you your rights?
I don't know. Miranda rights?
Yeah.
I believe you do, but I don't know for a fact. Oh, what's that have to do with anything?
I'm just curious.
I didn't know that answer to that question, so.
Yeah, you said you didn't know, which.
Yeah, I'm an honest guy, and you've been coming after me since last July. For what reason? What's wrong with you? How much taxpayer money you think it should be used to score your personal vendetta against me? How much taxpayer money have you spent so far pursuing me? Like how many hours?
You understand that when I get a subpoena, I have to show up, right?
You understand that if someone didn't hurt anybody or do anything to anybody, you shouldn't bother them, correct? Constitutional. No victim, no damages. Why do you need to steal my money? I don't understand.
That doesn't necessarily apply.
Oh, it doesn't apply now, but if you swore an oath to the Constitution and understood what it meant, you wouldn't go after victimless crimes. You do have discretion, correct?
There's such thing as traffic citation.
Yeah, those are unconstitutional, considering there's no victim. You never heard no victim, no crime?
The state is the victim.
And what damages did the state suffer?
That's above my pay grade. I don't know.
Oh, it's above your pay grade?
It's not me.
Okay, so there's no victim, right?
The state is the victim.
And what happened to the state? What did I do to the state?
The state wrote the law.
The state wrote the law. Okay, they wrote it on constitutional law. You do have discretion. You know that, right? So you don't have to enforce unconstitutional laws. You know that, right?
Well, if it's actually unconstitutional, I don't understand how it would be a law anyway.
You don't think there's any unconstitutional law? You realize it was legal at one time to enslave black people, right? It was a law. But you understand that's incorrect and bad, right?
They changed it.
Why'd they change it?
Because they didn't like it.
Because it's stupid. Just like a bicycle citation you've been pursuing for 6 months.
No, I can find it interesting that you quickly go to the black thing all the time. It's funny.
It's just an example, bro.
I'm just saying, every time you talk to me,
Dude, you know how many black people I've employed? Why don't you have a conversation with me, man? I'll leave you alone for the rest of your life.
you probably won't see me again after.
You don't know that. I could find you anytime I want. It's not hard to find you guys. You come here and I watch where you go. It's not rocket science. That's how media works, buddy. We're kind of like investigators.
Well, you do you.
I am doing me. I was trying to do me and you stopped me, bro.
Well, here, let me ask you this thing. Why wouldn't you, when you saw me,
Uh-huh.
why wouldn't you just say, hey, my name is...
Because I've already been violated twice that day, and I was tired of it.
Stop.
Huh?
Have you ever met me before that day?
No. Have you ever met me?
No. Was
Okay.
I wherever you were when all that other stuff happened? Was I there?
What other stuff?
You're saying that you were stopped before that and you were tired of it. You just said that.
Yeah, but why don't your people tell you what's going on?
They're doing whatever they're doing. I'm over here doing my own thing that I was told to do. So why wouldn't... I don't know what happened over there. Or
Okay.
I didn't at the time.
Okay.
So you deal with that there. You said that they told you to go around the other way to go to the meter station.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I had to go your way.
Okay, fine.
I didn't want to.
Fine.
Okay. But I had a job to do.
Fine.
But it's not fine because here we are 6 months later.
Can I talk?
Yes.
So you come around my way. I wasn't there when they initially told you all this. Why wouldn't you just see me and be like, hey, my name is...
Because you didn't ask me my name. You asked for ID.
Are you going to let me talk?
I'm answering your question.
I wasn't done.
Go ahead.
Why wouldn't you see me, come up to me, and be like, my name is John Filax. I'm a member of the press. Here are my credentials.
Because...
I was told the press area is over here.
Because I don't ask permission to exercise my rights. I don't understand what you don't get about that.
Okay.
I had every right to be there.
Okay, why wouldn't you give me the common courtesy as a person to just say, hey, I'm here for this?
The common courtesy? Okay. Why didn't you give me the common courtesy to go let me do my work? Was I interrupting anybody?
Okay, I was there.
Did I hurt anybody?
I was there for a specific reason.
To what? Violate Fourth Amendment rights? I'm asking you.
You're asking me a question, but the question
If you ask for someone's ID, are you asking them to surrender their Fourth Amendment right?
Yes and no.
Okay, tell me why it's no. Only if there's probable cause and reasonable suspicion.
You too. What's your question?
You said... That's a good looking woman. Anyway, I'm still a man, bro. You said it is and it isn't a violation of the Fourth. So when isn't
I
it?
didn't say it's a violation of the Fourth.
Is asking...
The Fourth Amendment is protection against unreasonable
Right?
searches and seizures.
Right?
When there's a public safety concern, do you believe that is a reasonable reason?
That's opinion. There's not. The law says I don't have to ID unless I'm suspected of, committed, or about to commit a crime. You know that, right? Terry v. Ohio.
Okay. So again,
Your own lieutenant said I wasn't required to ID. I have the transcript right here. You want a copy? Since the court didn't want theirs?
you're not. Never mind.
I'm not what?
Never mind.
Okay, never mind. So you don't want to end on a good note. You want it to keep going. No problem, buddy. So where are you headed now?
Somewhere.
Yeah. How do you feel that they've taken about 500 some of my family's money? That doesn't bother you? You don't think about people and how hard they work for their money? You know, we don't all get free tax money like you. And if you try to pull that we pay taxes too, that's the biggest lie in the world. So is that your next response? How do you feel when you steal someone's money like this?
It's not actually stealing. But
It's not stealing. So I don't have to pay it?
take that up with whoever.
Oh, I see. So a deflection answer. So I do have to pay it, or else what happens? There's no consequence, or is there a consequence?
I'm not in that.
Yeah, okay. You're a compartmentalized tyrant. I see. So this is his car that he uses to steal people's money with. This is the car he's been wearing and tearing and burning up all the taxpayers' money trying to get $260 from me. This is his third time coming here. He's scared to talk on the record. See him, look at him. And now he's gonna run away like a little... So there's Officer Aiken, tyrant, liar, lied on the record. There you go. Doesn't recognize media, doesn't recognize the Constitution. He didn't ask me my name, and you see, once I corner him with questions, he runs to his little taxpayer-funded, armored fuck, basically. I guess it's not armored, but you see, it's got all the accoutrements. He's probably looking for a reason to bust my ass right now. So he's 3177 is his car number, and his plate is Z Alpha C18. Officer Booty Aiken went on the stand, lied. Judge wouldn't let me forward my trial because he's a scumbag. Now these people want to see what he's doing. I'm gonna go talk to him. Yeah, looky-loos here. What don't you agree with? Run! Quick! Run as fast as you can. There's a camera. Run! Run, Aiken! What don't you agree with, sir? You want to have a conversation, or you just want to be buddy-buddy with the police?
I'm here for a court case.
Oh, you're not a cop? No. Oh, I apologize. I apologize, then. I'm gonna take you off the camera. That guy lied on the stand and everything. He's been coming after me since July for tickets that he never even stopped me for. It was well after the fact. He delivered them in the mail 6 days later. Right? Him and his corporal got together, decided, let's get this effort. He likes to record people, and I'm sorry I busted your nuts there. Because you kind of resemble a cop like me.
Military.
A lot of people say I'm cop or military too. And I kind of get offended because I would never use violence against anybody. How are you, sir?